Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to another incredible, exciting episode of the Real Film Nerds Podcast. My name is Matt, one of the many hosts on this incredible episode. I'm out here in Prescott. Follow us on the socials. I'll just get that out of the way now. At Real Film Nerds, basically everywhere. And I will go to my good buddy on the East Coast first, Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I have an important, awesome guest to announce. Mags has joined us for this podcast to talk about Jumanji, The Next Level, episode number 150.
Now, what's her name? What's her appropriate name, Mike? You have Mysterious Mike.
Maniacal Mags?
There we go. Maniacal Mags.
Maniacal Mags. Wow. I could go all kinds of fun with that. I was thinking like Magnificent Mags or, I don't know, something. But maniacal. We'll go with that. Thanks.
It's mysterious and maniacal.
Okay.
Love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, M squared.
That's trouble. Trouble squared.
All right. Okay, Mike. So you already said it. Episode 150, Jumanji, The Next Level, which is the third movie, but it's the second one in the current Jumanji trilogy, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll just jump right into it. Mike, go ahead. Give us a rundown.
All right. So Jake Kasdan returns for directing this one, and he also is the writer, and Jeff Pinker, Scott Rosenberg. And this is starring Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Marion Hinkle, Madison Isman, and Aquafina.
It might be Eisman, baby.
What?
That might be the pronunciation.
Oh, Eisman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. That's why you guys asked me to be here.
We need someone that knows how to read.
Yeah. I'm going to interject really quick. I would like to thank Matt, whichever friend that was of yours from work who said that you needed a female voice who's just like your average movie watcher. As I was listening to that podcast in my car driving by myself, I'm like, that's me. That's me. I want to do this. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to interject on these podcasts. And so thank you to said listener, because now I finally get to have a voice and I'm real excited about it.
Well,
we are very excited to have you.
And it's even more exciting than that. It's not a said listener. The suggestion actually came from my boss.
Oh, your boss. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So tell your boss thank you.
Well, and we'll probably talk about him later when we get to what we're drinking. But so anyways, yes, he said we really need a female voice of reason on this podcast, especially one that can read.
Well, if I'm maniacal, I don't know how reasonable I'll be, but we'll see.
I know, we might have to change your name already. This is terrible. All right. Okay, so we got the rundown. Mike, what's next in your structure?
I was just going to talk about how the movie was. So, with that...
It doesn't sound very structureful.
We do have the summary, which I
you didn't do
tripped
that.
up on. I didn't do the summary.
You wrote it again, right?
Yeah. No, I wrote this summary. We have entered the next level in our Jumanji movie saga, a movie about several characters who once again inhabit virtual avatars and have another adventure to complete.
Very nice, Mike. Okay, so what's next on the structure? Is this where we talk about the characters, or is this where we talk about... See, this is why I started that Google Doc, so you could make your structure.
So we're changing. We're not just going to talk about the characters.
We're just going to talk about whatever?
We're just going to talk about the movie, but outside elements of the movie, like you had talked about.
Okay.
Which is some character stuff, some of the scenes, how the shooting was, like some of the more technical aspects of the movie making. Like how much CGI was used, or, just different things like that.
And I'm really excited to lend my zoological prowess in this particular podcast and talk about some of the animal stuff
Sweet.
that was in this movie.
Well, then you start us off, Megs.
Oh, I get to start? That's
Yeah.
exciting. All right. So,
The pressure's on.
No, try not to do any spoilers. A little warning for you. Try not to do any spoilers. Now, I understand some of the animal stuff. We're just going to have to say stuff about it, but...
Well, and we definitely should say for sure spoilers for the first one if you haven't seen the first one. Because you can't talk about the second one without talking about the first one.
true.
Yes, that's very true.
Because the first one was so much better.
I agree.
Oh, come on. You're giving away early. We've got to make people wait.
Oh, well, it's my first time. Be gentle.
All right.
I'm just
All
not
right,
going to
so-
say anything after that. I'll be nice. I'm going to be nice. It's her first time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Meg.
So there were lots of really cool animal things going on in this particular movie, and the CGI I thought was pretty good. And I understand that they have to take some Hollywood storytelling lead to be able to make it seem a little more fantastical. But like one of the very first things that you see is a hippopotamus. And, this is not a spoiler that you see a hippopotamus come charging out of the water in the first movie. So the hippopotamus comes charging out of the water in the second movie as well. But instead of tusks, this guy's got like saber-toothed tiger fangs going on. And he roars like a lion. I have never, in my years of working with hippopotami, seen any of them come roaring out of the water like a lion with saber-toothed tiger fangs. Just saying.
Yeah. And speaking about the different animals in this particular movie, Maggie, what do you think of the ostrich that were represented in this movie?
I was going to say, they were like freaking enormous, weren't they?
Oh, man.
There's no way they're that big.
No, okay. So I mean, ostrich are big, right? They're tall birds. They're not the brightest bulbs on the bird tree. But I mean, these guys, they took these guys to kind of like a weird prehistoric level too, and they have these steel penetrating beaks and a little casque on their head, it was like a mix between a cassowary and a male ostrich. It was real weird. I saw no kicking. I saw only pecking, which, I mean, no, that's not what would happen. Ostrich have these giant toes with big old nails, and that's how they could potentially dismember. And I saw no kicking from these ostrich. And this is by anybody who doesn't know me, by the way, I'm an animal nerd. I work with animals for a living, so that's why I'm going on such a rant here on a tangent. But all of those ostrich were male. Not a single one of them was colored like a female. They were all male. So somehow in the land of Jumanji, the ostrich are all male.
Yeah, that's really interesting. In my limited knowledge of ostrich, I was like, I don't think that looks right.
No.
So I did lean over to Mags, who was sitting next to me. I was like, is that right? She's like, no.
Yeah. I'm one of those annoying people who, if you see a movie with me and there's something wrong about animals in it, which frequently is the case, I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. Nope, that wouldn't happen. No, they wouldn't do that. So.
Yeah, speaking of that, this is a total side tangent. Just real quick, though. I was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, one of my favorite movies, and I was like, Maggie, is that a...
Nazi? Yes.
No, the bird...
Kookaburra.
Kookaburra, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, this is Central America. And she's like, yep, those aren't there.
Nope, wrong continent. They're from Australia, kookaburras. But that's okay.
Yeah, so just a little side tangent.
You really need to work on your tangents. I mean, you guys are there, but not as crazy as I am on my tangents.
No, we need to get that rolling a little bit better. That's okay. We'll work on it.
I like it, though.
First time. Be gentle.
Yes, ma'am. I like it though. I'm not the only one that goes off on side tangents, but I don't think it's that much of a tangent because it is a movie with animals in it, and yes, they're supposed to be video game animals, I guess. But
Yeah. So Matt, what are your impressions of the overall, I guess, feel of the movie? The characters and some of the scenes and the different things.
it was okay. I don't know. The first one's better. It's just like more of the same. It's just more of the
Thank you.
same.
I agree.
They're like, oh, it's okay. So we have more animals, and okay, so the world's bigger. Okay, so it's doing like sequel-itis, like what all sequels do. Not all, but most. So bigger, more characters, more this, more that, and there's nothing inventive in this film like whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it was pretty.
Unfortunately, I don't have much to add to that, so I'm just going to agree with you.
I agree too. Yep.
I mean, the
it's
sets
the
were good.
truth.
Yeah, the sets were good. The places they went are cool. I mean, I picked out Shiprock real quick and easy. I don't know if you know that part of this film was filmed in Arizona/New Mexico over on the Navajo reservation. A lot of the desert scenes.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, that's cool.
I actually was kind of curious when they were in the desert. I was like, I wonder where they went for that.
Yeah, not all of them, but a lot of them were filmed over there. I remember it was a big deal, and there's all these social media started blowing up with all the people from the reservation getting pictures with The Rock and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, the sets were good. The acting was fine. I mean, it was passable. I think their impressions were a little weak. I think the best part of their impressions were in the trailer. I don't know why they needed to add more characters. Fine, whatever. But for the most part, it's not a horrible movie, but it's nothing special either.
With all that kind of not so positive thing, I will say it was cool to see all the original characters back. I know they brought in some new ones, which maybe weren't needed, but I did like seeing all the original characters back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I enjoyed seeing I liked seeing the same characters, but not, in this particular movie, they're not necessarily all doing the same things that they did in the first movie, which is good. A sequel shouldn't be the exact same thing. Now, I don't think that the caliber was as high as the first movie, but it was enjoyable to watch nonetheless.
Yeah, and I like that they added some things to the individual avatars that were not in the first one that help with the sequel part. I wish they would have done maybe a little bit more of that, if that makes sense, without getting too vague.
Yes, it does. It does make sense. We're trying to, not tell too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yet.
Yes, yet. So Matt, I guess with that, I'm going to ask you, what are you drinking?
Well, Mike, courtesy of my boss, Mr. Brad Bergamini, I have a Blue Moon White Belgian Ale in my hand. Now, pray tell, where did I get said beer? Because I don't really drink Blue Moon. Well, last night was our work Christmas party, and they bought enough beer for me and more for everyone else, and everyone else didn't drink it. So I got to take a level of it home. It took about 24 beers home. And in my party pack was a Blue Moon Belgian White Ale. Yes, thumbs up for sure.
Merry Christmas to you, man.
Yeah, it feels feels like it was a Christmas bonus.
I think it was your Christmas bonus.
So this segment of What Are You Drinking is brought to you by the Bergamini Group in Prescott, Arizona. If you want to buy or sell a house.
Nice.
With a beer.
Good plug there, man. Good plug.
He gets one free. For a beer. All right, Mike, what IPA are you drinking today?
Well, shocking. It is an IPA, Matt.
I never get tired of that.
It's called Wicked Juicy, and it's a pineapple and coconut IPA, and it's from Shiner.
Like Shiner Bock?
So, yeah, the Shiner.
Yeah, the Shiner Brewery.
Yeah.
If it didn't have those words underneath that said IPA, I might drink that being pineapple coconut. It might be a little too fruity, though.
Well, it might be a little bit too much to tell you, but it doesn't taste like pineapple or coconut. It's mostly just an IPA.
Coconut?
Yeah, coconut.
What's funny is Mike's not even buzzed probably at all, and he still can't talk.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We don't hold it against him.
You don't hold it against him.
Okay, I don't hold it against him.
All right, Maniacal Mags, what are you drinking?
Oh, this is where you get to play the wah 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 little sound bite. I'm drinking a nice tall glass of water because the little bun in my oven that's brewing right now.
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, is that good? Oh, you like that one? Yeah. They say you probably shouldn't have too many alcoholic beverages for about 9 months. So I got another few months to go. So I'll just be drinking my water over here, sad in the corner.
And you've already had, what, 2 or 3 today? Don't spit all over the camera.
Yeah, I've had some water already today and I'm going to keep drinking more of it. Yep.
So for those of you who
Good stuff.
do not know, Mike has not made it public on the podcast, and Mags just did. There is a little mysterious Mags, Maniacal, Mike, whatever bundle brewing.
Yes, that.
We have already decided has a very long name that starts with Maximus.
Who's this we business? Who's decided that? I'm not sure I decided that.
Mike, Vinny and I.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, once you guys grow vaginas and push a baby out of one of those, then you can maybe have some say.
Yes.
in naming it.
I love it. Mike, I'm
All
sorry.
right, I would say that's all true.
Mike, you're being replaced. You're being replaced. It's going to be me and Mags from here on out. I love it. This is great.
Anyway.
Okay.
Brad, I hope you're happy. Okay, Mike, so what are you doing after drinking? Oh, I didn't even write down what time that was. Whatever.
Let's see. This is where we talk about the story, Matt, which we kind of already have talked about a little bit. But would you like to say anything on the story?
It's the exact same story as the first movie, but in a different place with a different villain and a different colored rock. Yeah.
It's not just a different villain. It's the Hound.
I know, it's the Hound. It's a cool dude, but yeah,
He plays villains so well.
it was an absolute waste of an actor too, because the dude was in there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I really enjoyed though was the juxtaposition of size between, I'm going to call him the Hound because that's just how we all know him. But between the Hound and the Rock. Sorry, Dwayne.
No, you're right. It was the Rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah. But there was probably some amount of, again, that Hollywood, you got one of them standing on a box to make him look taller, but he outpaced it. I don't know. He was probably 6 or 8 inches taller, much bigger looking. So I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure how tall Rory McCann is. I know he's well over 6'4", I think. And The Rock is around like 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
I'm not sure. The Rock is actually a pretty big person overall. He's much bigger than a lot of the other action stars have been these last few decades.
How about the other 2 additions, the bigger additions, the ones that were actually in the movie longer? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's spoilers because they were in the trailer. The old guys.
Oh.
I thought you were talking the avatars. Yeah.
Danny DeVito and
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Yeah.
Danny
The
Glover.
2 Dannies. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Danny squared.
Yeah.
They were good when they were in it. The little bit they were in it. I kind of would have liked to have seen more of them, actually. That would have been kind of nice. They're both shaking their heads for those of you who can't see the video.
Yeah. I think we're kind of mixed about it.
Mixed about it. Oh, pray tell.
For me, the story suffered a little bit because the focus on the 2 Danny characters. It seemed to focus a lot on that, and I felt like it lost some of what Jumanji, or the last Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, had, which was more about the central characters. And I guess it was about those 2 characters, but then there was like another... I don't want to go I don't know how much I should
Well,
go
here,
into,
let
but
me rephrase what I was meaning. I was meaning when Danny DeVito and Danny Glover were on screen, there wasn't enough of them because, yes, it's their characters that are in the avatars, but I was meaning more of the two Dannys. There wasn't enough of them because they're both extremely high caliber actors that kind of got the shaft.
I fully agree with you there. I loved Danny DeVito. Like you saw very little of it, but his physical comedy is great. He's like hobbling around. Can I help? One of the people's like, do you need help? And he's like, no. And he's dragging his leg. And it was funny. But you didn't see much of it.
Right. And that's exactly what I meant. I want more of that, more of him, more of Glover. I mean, those two guys on screen were magic. I think another maybe 20 minutes of them in there, even if it was at the end or just more in the beginning, would have really helped boost this movie for sure.
yeah, that would have led to a better with their conflict that they were discussing with the avatars later on in the movie. I think that would have helped out a lot.
Mm-hmm. They could have done flashbacks or something. I don't know. Something just to put more of those two in it.
All right. Well, Mike, speaking of flashbacks, let's do it. Most important question of the podcast, other than Maniacal Mags being here and giving us her answers to things. How does Jumanji, The Next Level, relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Matt. For this one, the composer, Henry Jackman, he worked also on Captain America Civil War as the composer.
Nice. Okay, so now we're done. Oh, you know what? Here, before we do spoilers, Maniacal Meg, should people waste their money and see this in the theaters?
I am going to say no. Don't waste your money seeing it in the theaters. Personally, I think you should wait for it to come out on Netflix or Redbox or whatever, and just rent it, see it at home. You're not missing out, in my opinion.
Mike?
Yeah, I agree. This movie wasn't as good as Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and you can see this on a cheaper medium. That would be fine.
I agree. I feel Jumanji The Next Level, aka Jumanji 3, I guess, technically, is nothing but a massive cash grab. It's not a horrible movie, but it is definitely not worth plopping down your hard-earned cash to see it in the theaters. Go rent it or stream it or whatever.
Yep. Well said.
All right, so with that, let's continue the fun with spoiling this film.
Yay! Spoiling!
Yay!
Oh,
Sorry, the dog.
and the puppy's getting in on it too. He clapped his ears.
He did. He was excited about spoiling the movie as well.
All right, Max, go first. Spoil whatever you would like, since I know you're itching.
Well, okay. So one of the things that I actually did not particularly love was the interpretation of the Rock did of Danny DeVito.
Right?
I didn't like it. I didn't think it was spot on.
Right, it was pretty terrible.
Even the accent wasn't spot on. Like the mannerisms weren't. It wasn't terrible, but man, I felt like he could have done so much better. Now, here's the spoiler. Later, Awkwafina nails it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's great. She's kind of a comedic actress, and I think had more of a knack for that kind of thing. But man, I was disappointed. I was happy when The Rock's character reverted back to how he was in the first movie. That was much more satisfying to me. I thought Kevin Hart did a decent job of doing the slow Danny Glover. That was all right. But man, those two main characters for a majority of the movie, I was just kind of like meh about the interpretation.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Matt, for me, the thing that suffered the most in this entire movie was they focused on the Danny Glover and DeVito characters a lot, and that's fine. But then when it came to like what I felt was the main core story, they resolved their little conflict in like 2 sentences on a cliff in the game, and I was like, what? Why do we even go through this It just seemed like most of the entire movie wasn't worthwhile.
Well, and the conflict was not 2 sentence worthy. I mean, the conflict was what? They said like 15 years? They hadn't spoken to each other or something? And is resolved in 2 sentences?
Oh, no. Well, so not that part. They resolved their conflict in a few sentences. This is the two old guys, but I'm talking about when the younger guy and his ex-girlfriend, whatever.
You're talking about the
in
relationship
the
thing.
Spencer.
Yeah, the relation, the love story of this.
Which,
It was literally 2 sentences, which I felt was the basis of the entire movie.
right.
Was resolved. So, like, if to me, it felt like it wasn't worthwhile. Like, I enjoyed most of the scenes in the movie. Like, the CGI was pretty good. There's a lot of stuff in it, but I felt like the story, like you always harp on, Matt, just wasn't there.
Yeah. Most important to me, for sure. The story was just blah.
That was a very weak resolution on the side of a cliff. And he just opened up his feelings, she asks one question. He's like, well, here's what happened. I will say, though, I mean, you can't really open this can of worms in a movie like Jumanji, but his whole angst, why he was feeling the way he was feeling started because he saw how much fun she was having on Instagram. And it's kind of a nod to how terrible it is about people, watching things on social media and comparing their own lives and making themselves feel bad about themselves. And it's kind of a social commentary about how in real life people really compare and really get down on themselves, which is why, I don't know, spending too much time on social media is just, in my opinion, a bad idea.
Yeah, that is true, and it just barely harps on that, and it didn't really dwell into that at all.
Yeah.
But I think that is a large phenomena now, and for us, all of us growing up, we're all the same age. We didn't have that.
Well, and I mean, we can really go off on this topic hard. I spend way too much time on social media because I need to for work, which is not fun. But it is what it is. The thing that's frightening is the younger generations, like my nephew's generation and younger, where they literally, kids are offing themselves in record numbers like no one has ever seen because of the social media bullying and all that other stuff on top of it, along with the comparing. And it's frightening. I'm thankful I was not in high school and middle school when social media existed.
Yeah, no kidding. It's pretty rough. But I mean, it was really only like 1 or 2 sentences worth, and I know they weren't going to, delve into that as some big, massive topic. But that was the root of his problem. Was he saw what was going on Instagram.
Well, and one I didn't like about it is how they had Spencer, the guy, is the one that was blowing her off and ignoring her. But from the start of the film, they make it seem like she's the one that broke up with him and wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they portray it one way, and it was actually the other way.
Yeah, they were trying to give you like a little gotcha moment, and I was like, that's not really needed. They could have just come out and said it from the start. It was just kind of why.
All right, Matt. So I have a couple. Now, this is probably just me. I don't know if you got this out of the movie.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about a couple scenes in the movie, and you let me know if you think they are how I interpreted them. So some of the ostrich scene where they're being chased, to me kind of felt like the Jurassic Park scene where they're in that open field and they're being chased by some dinosaurs.
Gallimimus.
Yes, by the Gallimimus.
I could see that. Now, are you going with the original Jurassic Park? Because they've done that scene multiple times, just different ways in all the other sequels.
Yes, I realize in Jurassic World they also did the exact same scene, but I don't know. Did you notice that when you were watching it? I guess that's my question.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then Matt, I would hope that you noticed this. And there's a scene with the cantina woman. I'm not sure what her characters.
She was the old flame.
Yes, the old flame. character, and she keeps telling The Rock that he's her only hope.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Lots of social commentary on that one. Yeah, definitely. Your only hope. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Matt, I have one more. I don't know why they did this so many times. The scene with the room and the horse, and he's going to try
Indiana Jones all the way. Last Crusade. Yeah, of course.
He literally has Indiana Jones written down in front of us, guys. So yeah, these two, they know their movies.
No, we think alike. It's terrible.
Now, I can honestly say to you both and all the listeners, I am not a film nerd. I watch movies and then I am entertained, and that is pretty much as in depth as I go. Maybe a little bit of analysis afterwards, but that's about it. So after the movie, Mike's like, "Did you notice this? The Jurassic Park scene and the Indiana Jones scene?" I'm like, "The what and the what?" No, I mean, after he explained it, sure, but I definitely didn't pick up on it to begin with.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit too film nerdy, but
No, that's the point. That's the whole point. I'm just saying I enjoyed it for, just the entertainment value. And you guys can see more in depth, which is awesome.
So what Mags is trying to say, Mike, is that you are a real film nerd.
Yes.
Cheese. Pure cheese.
Oh, yeah, I liked it. That's good.
Yep.
Okay, so
Good job.
what else are we going to talk about on the spoilers? Or are we done with the spoilers?
So, I mean, this is more of a personal observation. I didn't know what it was rated, and later I looked, and it was rated PG-13. And we happened to notice, at least in our theater, there was lots of kids way younger than 13 in our movie, and I felt like some of the sexual innuendo was a little bit more mature than they should have seen, and I don't think they noticed, though. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say, like, because there's a couple dick jokes, or well, there's a really funny dick joke with the horse, and then there was
Like, this just getting worse, man. It's just getting worse. The one with the horse.
But it was a good joke. The whole theater laughed.
Yeah.
But then there was the balls and the elevator and the tits thing, like when the guy got into the avatar who it was a woman, he was like, "Oh yeah, that was the first thing I did."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
It was.
So I don't know. I thought it was a little bit more, like, I was surprised that there were so many kids in our theater, I think. And that's just me. This is just me.
Whereas to me, it didn't. I mean, it's a PG-13 movie, so that was pretty standard in my opinion.
No. As far as rating, it was fine for a PG-13. I was just surprised at how many kids were in it. That's it.
I'm not. Didn't I tell you my story about when I went and saw Deadpool when Deadpool was in theaters?
Was it all kids and then one adult?
No, it was
just you.
It was 3 or 4 different families, and this was back in our wonderful hometown, Mike, by the way, because I went over a Christmas break when I was down there, and it was like 3 or 4 families of not like young kids, but like super young, like strollers and like running around toddler kind of stuff. Deadpool. It was horrific.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, parents are just awful now. I mean, no offense.
Great. That makes me feel real good about our future.
Well, but would you take your soon-to-be 3-year-old in 3 years to see a Deadpool movie? I mean, seriously.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Because you're a good parent.
No, not at all. Like, I mean, we got to wait until they're 5.
All right. That's understandable.
5 is way more doable.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, they got to be like understand. You got to be able to somewhat understand the images.
Yeah.
You're terrible, Mike. You're terrible.
I do want to bring up another thing because we haven't actually talked about him yet. We talked about all the other characters, but Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black. Okay, so man, he made the first movie for me. I loved his portrayal of his character in the first movie, and I mean the character he played in this movie. Yeah, he did a good job, but later on in the movie where he switches to a girl again, I was like, thank you, so much better. He's so friggin' funny as a teenage girl.
Yeah, and I guess speaking on that, and I forgot to mention this. I meant to mention this. I felt like they realized that the character, the avatars as they weren't 100% entertaining, and then they have a weird kind of part where they go jump in the stream, and then everybody flips to the right character, and then everything's great. Like, I don't know.
Back to the old
That's
guard.
kind of
Weak storyline.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to the weak storytelling. It's just, there's just this glowy magical water. When you touch it, it switches your avatar. Go with it.
All right. So one of my favorite scenes in the whole film that felt very video game like was I'm going to butcher it, and Megs will correct me, but the monkeys, gorillas. I'm forgetting the name of the creature.
Mandrill monkeys.
There
yes.
you go. Yep. I liked that scene when they're jumping from spinning bridge to spinning bridge to spinning bridge. That reminds me exactly of like a video game.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of like a Donkey Kong kind of like game,
Right.
and yeah, that was right on. Like it's like things are moving, and you've got to get to this thing, and you have to try and figure out which ways what, and there's lots of bad ways to go.
Right, and every single avatar's skill is used in that scene in one way, shape, or form. Like, the geometry, and then the jumping and the throwing, and anyways, yeah, I think in my opinion that was like probably the best scene in the entire film.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good scene. Yeah, I mean, the scene that was the weirdest to me was the desert scene with the sand rails and them just being chased by the ostrich type things.
Well, and why?
It just
Yeah.
seemed odd.
And
Yeah. it just
why
seemed
did they
odd.
pick ostriches in the middle of the desert?
I don't know.
It didn't make sense to me either. I don't know. I mean, because it's supposed to be a video game movie, so pick something else. It doesn't have to be an animal. Yes, it's Jumanji, so it probably should be an animal, but
Well, they could have gone with all kinds of crazy other things, like sand serpents or something. It's a fantastical world. Why not some kind of weird sand dragon?
Yeah.
Tremors. I don't know.
Yeah. The Rock's in it. Why can't it be the Scorpion King?
hey, there you go.
Damn it.
That would be hilarious. Just a whole bunch of Scorpion
Yeah.
Kings with that really bad CGI just chasing them. And then there's the line, he turns around and looks at him and goes, "Have I met you before?" Come on. That would be hilarious.
That would have been. I don't know. Like, I guess with the fantastical stuff, the pairing could have been better for that particular scene. But I thought the rest of the movie was pretty good. The only thing that was also really glaring weird for me was the what was his name? Sword something. The
Switchblade.
Switchblade. That character in that particular scene, I don't know if it was necessary. I don't know.
It seems like there was more to that story that they edited out because he Switchblade was his weakness, but then he ends up shooting off a missile and everybody goes explodey. But I don't know. It wasn't really a developed part of the story. It was just there.
Yeah, it was kind of reminiscent of Indiana Jones again. Last Crusade, Raiders, all those where they have the one dude in a really nice looking suit that's the villain.
Oh, yeah. See, again, parallels I wouldn't have drawn.
All right, okay, so let's do it, Mike. I don't know if we can do any more spoiling. I guess we can, but I think we should give our ratings. Ooh, Megs has something.
One more. I got one more I wish they woulda in this movie.
Go.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had Danny Glover, right? And he plays an old guy. And they're always complaining about how it sucks to get old And they couldn't have just written in the line, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Right? That's like his line. He's used that in a lot of stuff.
They didn't say it.
All the Lethal Weapon movies. It would have been awesome to see it again.
That would have gotten a big laugh. You know it would have. I don't know. Maybe there's copyright issues. Lord
How
knows.
do you copyright a sentence?
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know,
maybe
but they could.
Danny Glover himself isn't allowed to say it. Maybe they could have had DeVito say it. I don't know. I just thought it would have had a place in this movie.
It's a huge missed opportunity. I agree. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it. That's
Done?
all from this peanut gallery. Yeah.
The East Coast Peanut Gallery. All right. All right. Mike, nothing for you?
No, I think I'm ready for the rating, Matt.
Okay. Well, let's have your lovely bride go first.
All right. I'm gonna give this one 3 out of 5 reels.
Wow.
I thought, I thought it was better than middle, but not by much.
Wow. 3 out of 5. Big fat C.
Big fat C. Yep.
Mike, you want to go next? Because I know you're probably going to destroy it.
I think I'm going to be all right. 2.5 reels from Mysterious Mike. Not too bad. I don't know. I'm interested to see what your rating is.
No,
Matt.
you're not, because it's the exact same as yours. Like I said, we are becoming one again. This is terrible. This is 3 weeks in a row.
Oh my. What is this world coming
I
to?
think I'm just getting more bitter, or Mike is getting more lenient.
I don't know.
Neither do I. That's why I'm throwing it out there. It's one of them. Or maybe it's a little bit of both.
So, Matt, you're giving it 2.5?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Why? Because it was nothing special. They didn't do anything imaginative or better. Imaginative, yeah, I can't speak either.
Yeah. I felt they just stuck to the formula and didn't want to do anything to be too creative. They just wanted to. I mean, it's a cash grab,
Right, exactly.
and that's cool. I mean, I understand they want to make money, and this was pretty much a guaranteed formula to make money. But the story was just not It was actually refreshing. I went and saw Jumanji with Maggie when it came out a couple years ago, and I was expecting basically dirt,
I
nothing.
think most
Yeah.
people
just
were.
terrible.
Yep.
And it was really funny, and it was a really good way to explain a video game in layman's terms. And I was like, wow, this movie was great. And Maggie liked it, and all the people that we went and saw it with, and I was like, wow, maybe we got something here. And then they basically blew that with the second one.
They jumped the
Yeah,
shark.
they just wanted money. That's the only thing I could come up with. They're like, all right, so we need to cash in while everybody likes this, and let's do it. And I think they're going to pay for it. I really do.
Yeah, I was really stoked to get to review this one because I loved the first one so much and I had so many things to say about it. And then this one, I was like, what?
Well, if we
Oh, well.
ever do a legacy cast of the first one, you'll definitely have to come back on, because Mike and I never did it, ever. And we both talked about it multiple times. We're like, man, we should have reviewed the first Jumanji because it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't. Was it just because all the different things that were coming out? I don't know. It came out around this time
it came
of
out
year.
around Christmas time with the last Star Wars movie and everything else that came out that year. That's the problem. Decembers are starting to become really, really, really crazy with movies now.
They want the Christmas crowds. Maybe the next Jumanji movie that they alluded to at the very end. Did you stay for that bit, Mike or
Oh,
Matt?
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Then maybe the next one will be better.
Well, I hope they take their time. Let the writers write. Let the creatives come up with a really good story and fun and interesting, and give us something that's intriguing. I mean, it looks intriguing right now. But again, we saw 2 seconds of whatever it is. Go watch it. Just stay and watch it, people, if you go and see it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Mike, what movie are we going to go see next week? I don't even probably should ask, but I know what I'm going to go see next week if we review it or not. Mike, what is that?
I don't think anything's coming out. I think it's a dud next week.
Oh no, it's not a dud. It's the movie of movies. It's J.J. Abrams' Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Mags, how many times do you think you're going to see Star Wars in the theater?
Once, sir. I know. You might slap me if I were over there.
I would
but,
never.
No,
I
once.
would never hit a young lady ever.
Thank you.
Even when Mike had long hair, I wouldn't hit him.
Ooh, burn.
Oh man, yeah. Ooh.
Actually, I don't know if I've ever hit Mike. I don't think Mike's ever hit me either. We have never had that
Wow.
kind of friendship where we like physically fought.
You guys don't
That I
have
can
that
think
kind of
of.
bromance,
No.
huh?
Yeah.
Good
no.
for you.
No, I don't think.
I can't recall.
I don't
any.
think we ever. I don't think we ever hit each other. Like maybe like a tap or something.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think we had
Okay.
any physical.
Matt,
Megs?
how many times are you going to see Star Wars in the theater?
That's a good question. Right now, at least twice. If it's bad, it might be no more than twice. So, if it's good, I'm trying to think. I saw The Last Jedi 5 times, and I hated that movie. Yeah, she's giving me a look, people.
Jesus, 5 times. What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I hated that movie.
You hated the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. Why
Because
then?
it's Star
Why?
Wars.
Tell the listener. Oh, come on. If you hated it.
It's still Star Wars.
Why?
It was still Mark Hamill.
You're wasting your hard-earned dollars on a movie you didn't even like?
I know, it doesn't make sense, but it still was Star Wars.
No. Okay.
And then little Yoda. No baby Yoda, though.
Ooh, baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Mandalorian for life. Oh wait. Sorry.
No, I agree.
Tangent.
I love The Mandalorian. So, and then you'll really probably throw up after this when I tell you how many times I saw Force Awakens in the theater.
10.
Close.
12.
It was 12, yes.
Oh, yeah.
12 times because
12
it's weird
times.
because people go, Matt's a huge Star Wars nerd. I want to go see Star Wars with Matt. So then, like, everybody came out of the woodwork
Oh.
that never would go and see Star Wars. They all wanted to see it with me, which was fine because I only paid for like half of them. So that was cool.
Oh, all right.
Dude, 6 out of 12 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Right. That's 50%.
You paid for one you didn't like 5 times,
I
so
know.
why not 6 for the one you did like?
I did. God, that was so bad. So, anyways. All right. So next week, the end of the saga, or at least they say it is. But we all know Disney likes their money. So it will definitely not be the end of whatever Disney's going to do.
Well, there's still going to be plenty of Star Wars world stuff, but maybe it's the end of the Skywalker saga.
Well, that's what
I
they,
don't know.
That's
man.
what they claim, and I'm sure they'll come up with something. And then we'll get the Skywalker saga back in like 10 years when whatever they do falls flat on its face. Yeah, I'm going with that.
As long as it's not another Jar Jar Binks, we'll all be okay.
I second. So, all right. Well, Maniacal Megs, thank you very much for being here. You were a great addition to the podcast.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you to the Real Film Nerds for allowing me to grace the radio waves with you. I truly, this is really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. So I really hope I get to do it again.
I'm just thinking maybe Mike might, maybe I'll just start texting you and be like, Megs, you ready to record? Let's go record. And then Mike won't even be off work or whatever. We'll just do it.
We'll just be set up.
Yep.
Ready to go.
Ready to roll. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Oh, Mike's blushing
yeah.
now.
Yeah. That'll be fine.
That'll be fine. I don't have to do it. I can sleep. And watch the Jaguars get spanked like the 2-year-old girls they are.
Hey. The Jaguars won today.
They pulled it out.
They won today, by the way.
So they paid off the refs.
I don't know, but I kind of felt bad, actually. So they beat the Raiders on their last home game in Oakland, or in L.A., before they moved to Las Vegas. The very last game that they play. So, last California game.
That's going to start a
Them's
rivalry there.
the breaks.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was really good having Mags on. And
Thanks, honey.
I think it added a lot to the show, and hopefully we can make this a recurring thing.
Yeah.
I'm down for
I
it.
think all the Real Film Nerds fans out there need to write in, text, tweet, Insta, Facebook, what other email? I don't know. What else you guys got going on? Website?
Mike at
Do something.
realfilmnerds.com.
There we go. And let us know.
Oh, you
let
know
us
what?
know what you thought about it.
I could set up a mags at realfilmnerds.com as well.
You could. It might never get read, but you could.
It's okay. I don't get emails. Mike doesn't get emails. Oh, no. Mike gets emails from Steve.
I do every once in a while. Steve. Oh, also shout out to our friend Joey. Thanks for listening.
Joey.
Whoop, whoop. Joey. Joey with the photos.
With the photos. Old school, man. That was fun. I don't even remember what that's from, but I think it was that time. I'm serious. I think it was that time when you drove Aaron's truck.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
It all blends I mean, I shouldn't say that. Yes, it all blends together. Megs is giving me a bad look.
Oh.
All right, so I'm done. I don't have anything else other than thanks again, Megs. It was great.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you to all the listeners for putting up with my input. I had a really good time.
Was this your first podcast ever?
This was my first podcast ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Love it.
Yep. That's why I said be gentle.
I'm leaving it alone. Mike.
All right. I guess with that, look forward to our highly anticipated Star Wars review. And we'll catch you on the next pod. And thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Joining me now in studio on Magic 99.1, I have Matt Hinshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Lisa.
Did you see a movie over the weekend or several?
I had to work this weekend. It was a big game on Sunday.
That's right. Bucket's birthday party for our Naz sons.
Yeah, a
Yes.
whole bunch of mascots getting into trouble. It was a lot of fun.
Was it a ton of fun?
And I was thinking about it. I got a picture with Sparky, and I think it's the first time I've ever gotten a picture with my college mascot.
Is that right?
Even when I was in school, I took more pictures of him
Right.
than pictures of me with him.
With him. Oh, how
So
fun.
that
Good
was
for
fun.
You.
Yeah.
Good for you. But you did catch at least
I
one
did.
movie.
Yes, I did. And I went to the theaters this week. It's not Netflix this week.
Okay.
I saw a film that I was highly anticipating.
Yes.
Jumanji: The Next Level.
Oh, came in number 1 at the box office this weekend. What'd you think?
It was okay.
Oh, no. All this buildup.
Right.
And
I
then
know.
it was just okay.
I know.
Did Jumanji need a sequel?
That's the point.
Yeah.
It's a great film. It's not a bad film, but it's more of the original. And not the original, the first of this series of video game-based Jumanji movies.
Okay.
So Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle set the bar so high and did so many creative things and interesting things and fun things. And this is basically, to me, a cash grab. It's almost the identical story. The characters are the same. They change a little bit here and there. The impressions look good on the trailers. They're not that great in the theater.
Okay.
Most of the funniest parts are in the trailers.
So you've already seen them for free.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not horrible.
Okay.
But I can't recommend people to go spend their hard-earned money to go watch it. If you don't want to wait until Thursday for Star Wars, then sure, go see it.
Right.
But I would wait for that.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's fun. It's entertaining, but it's just more of the first one.
Okay. That is a fair review. How many reels are you giving it?
I give it 2.5.
2.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
mediocre at best.
yeah.
Very
yeah.
good.
Like
Very
I said,
good.
it's not a bad movie. It's
Right.
just I expected more because the first one was so groundbreaking and great and well done. And,
Right.
being a video game person myself, I just thought they just nailed it with that first one. And this
Yeah.
one is just,
Yeah. Let's see how much more money we can get out of them.
basically.
Yeah. Now, Star Wars is coming out Thursday night. Are you so excited?
I'm seeing it twice.
You are.
On
Okay.
Thursday. Back to back.
I love it. I cannot wait to talk to you next Monday.
I am not going to be able to drink any soda.
Nope. You're going to have to just sit there.
Yeah.
Do it all.
I'm gonna just have to sit there and just like maybe have like a straw and just like tap my tongue with it or something every now and then.
I love it. I hope you enjoy it. Catch Matt's podcast. It's The Real Film Nerds. Thanks for coming in, Matt.
Thank you again,
You're
Lisa.
welcome.